Hello there, human beings, and thank you for joining me today for the Naked Truth. If you're not familiar with what the Naked Truth is, you can go down to the description down below and check out my previous video, or go up to the search bar and just search for Naked Truth, Trisha Hershberger. You'll learn all about it. Basically, you get on camera naked, allows you to speak freely and openly about whatever the topic is. And this week's topic is racism. Not racism in America, just racism in general. And it's something I've actually wanted to kind of rant about on camera for quite some time, just never really had the right opportunity to do so. So now that Trisha put out this topic for the week for Naked Truth, I thought it was the perfect platform to do it on. So I got my notes here on what we want to discuss. And right now it's a very apropos topic with all the stuff going on in America. Obama saying the N-word on camera. All the different stories of police brutality that are creeping up. Seems to be at least one a month, every few weeks, a story like that happening. The Charleston shooting that just happened, the Confederate Flag ban. So plenty of things going on to make this topic relevant. It's always going to be relevant, I guess. But yeah, as I said, I personally have wanted to kind of rant out this for a while, and it's a pretty interesting thing. So first, let me just hit on some things before I get on to my specific rant. So Obama saying the N-word on camera, I don't think it was a big deal. The way he used it in context was no big deal. So that's that open shut case. The Confederate Flag ban is that's a very interesting thing that I feel like has been a long time coming, and I don't see why it's just now happening. Kind of like the gay equality thing that just happened. Why is this just happening? I don't understand. I don't really get people's need or want to fly their Confederate flag, the Southern Bars, I think it's called, or something like that, the Red Bars or whatever it's called. I don't get it. I have pride with stuff, but I don't feel the need to shove it in people's faces, and especially something that has such a connotation of hate and stuff. I don't get it. So if you're a supporter of the Confederate flag, please leave me a comment and let me know why. I do understand that it has something to do with heritage and Southern pride and yada yada bullshit. What it basically comes down to is the people who supported that country, when the South receded, they receded for one specific reason. It was for the economic practice, the need for slavery. It was nothing more than that. Saying that you support the flag because it has something to do with states being one and whatever bullshit. It's just that. It's bullshit. What it comes down to is that flag is rooted in racism and it's rooted in slavery, and to support it and to fly it and to put it up there, whether or not you believe that, other people do believe that. So by you putting it out there, you are then associated with those people who have those racist beliefs, whether you like it or not. So that's that. Confederate flag, it's stupid. You wear it, you're fucking stupid. That's that. That's my thoughts on that. So as for Obama saying the N-word on camera, like I said, not a big deal. But more specifically, the N-word, in general, I've never quite understood people's need to throw that into their daily vocabulary. It makes me uncomfortable. I don't say the N-word in my vocabulary. If you drop it as a funny thing, nigga please, nigga what, nigga who, nigga. It's I get it. It can be funny, it can be comical for sure, but to drop it in every sentence, it just, to me, it illustrates your ignorance. You can't provide any other word there. That's the only word that you can use. So it's just, to me, it's kind of dumb. I was raised in a house full of intelligent African American people, and that wasn't something that we were raised to say. And then the other side of it, where black people like to say, well, we like to repurpose the word, and we like to make it our own thing, and we can say it and we're strong saying it or whatever. I don't get that thought. I don't get that belief, because I don't know. I think it's just stupid. I think it's really stupid. To the full definition of the word stupid is ignorant, and it's just educate yourself. And if you can educate yourself and you have a wider vocabulary, you won't need to use that word. And trying to repurpose it is just dumb, because it only further confuses people, and there's no need for it. There's just no need, and it's not helping anything. So can you stop? Would you please? That'd be great. But onto the specific rant. The reason for me doing this video, and the title of the video, I am an African American male. I am not a guy who acts white. Because I speak clearly and I have a wider range of a vocabulary, that does not make me white. And for you to be a person to call me white or to say that I act white, you need to understand what that means and what you mean by saying that. Even if it's just a little offhanded comment, a little joke, you have to understand what that means. Because by saying that, what you're implying is that the only people that are able to be intelligent and speak clearly and enunciate their words are white people. And for any other person to do that makes them a white person. That's terrible. It's really, really bad. But that's what it basically means. That's what I hear when you say that to me or to someone. Because I've heard it many times, and I've even heard people of color or people of minorities, I've heard them saying that about themselves. Like, people call me white because, I make dumb jokes. I don't know, but like, I've heard other people say it about themselves, and it's just, like, don't do that. Don't further perpetuate this thought or this belief that to do things in that way makes you white. Like, it's terrible. It's a terrible thing to say. It's a terrible thing to think. It's just all around just dumb. So yeah, if you want to make jokes, you want to be funny, that's fine. There's a time and a place for everything. And I get it. Like, stereotypes exist because there's some truth to them. Like, they exist because this is something that's happened repetitively over time to where now we believe this stereotype to be true. And like, I get that. Everyone, has stereotypes that they think or they believe because that's, when you're raised in society, like, cultures exist, stereotypes exist, the whole nature versus nurture thing. When you come out as a baby, you don't think all these things. You're raised in an environment around other human beings, and they have their own thoughts and belief systems, and you're going to, by osmosis, you're going to pick this stuff up. Of course. And I do believe that everyone has some racism in them, like, without even trying. Like, you think things to yourself that maybe, maybe more stereotypical or whatever, but like, just because you think that doesn't make it true for everyone, which is, an obvious statement, but yeah. But when it comes to pigeonholing people and saying that this type of person can only be this way because of the way they look, it's silly. So that's my thoughts. Let me look at my notes really quick if there's anything else I didn't touch on. Stereotypes, racism, acting white versus being black. The flag, fucking so stupid. The fucking flag. So the last thing I want to touch on really quick is indeed my hair. So one thing I didn't really touch on, I personally, the question that was posed by Trisha, how do you combat racism? I'm a pretty lucky African American male. I have not dealt with too much racism in my life. I was lucky enough to be raised in a household that didn't really tolerate that. I was raised around other people that were pretty open-minded and stuff like that. A very diverse community I was raised in. So I never really got too much of that. But what I did grow up around and what I did deal with was more so like stereotypes and more so discrimination for who I am, especially with my hair. The one example I always tell people whenever this topic comes up, if it ever does, is in high school I applied to Disney to be a lifeguard. I used to coach gymnastics and stuff. I have all kind of different experience that would make me great for that. And I didn't get a job because I did not suit the Disney look with my hair. So that was a very interesting experience for me. That's one of the only real, but other than that, I'll be walking around and someone will ask me for drugs or something like that, and it's like, you can go that way if you want. Like, I don't know. So I dealt with that, but honestly, I can honestly say I haven't dealt with too much like racism or discrimination. So I'm pretty happy about that. But how do I deal with it? I'm a very blunt, upfront person. If someone is doing something or saying something to me that I don't like, especially in a racist connotation like that, I'll be upfront with them. I'll tell them straight up, like, you shouldn't say that. I don't know if you realize that what you're saying means that, but you really shouldn't do that. And the best example of that is, again, with my hair. A lot of people like to be like, oh man, I love your dreads. Your dreads are so sick. Man, I want to have dreads. What do I need to do to get dreads? Don't say that. Reason being, if you're going to speak with someone who has dreadlocks, they'd probably prefer that you call them locks, because a long time ago, the way that name came about, dreadlocks, was because the slavers, they found the black people over there, and they're like, oh man, they're really dreadful with their hair like all nappy like that. Like, they're really very dreadful. That's where dreadlocks came from. So it's best not to call them dreads, prefer locks. So that's it. I went as quickly as possible. I meant to put a timer on, I forgot. Hopefully that video wasn't too long. I tried to talk fast too. I'm not going to put any cuts, just going to put this straight up on YouTube. I hope you enjoyed. Trisha, thank you for posing the question, and thank you for these naked truths. They give us, everyone, a great platform to speak honestly and truthfully about something, and I love it. So that was the naked truth, guys. If you want to do your own, check out Trisha's channel. Check out my own works in the comments below. Let me know what was your most interesting experience with racism, and how did you combat it yourself. Please check out my other videos, and as always, guys, zip it up and zip it out. And there's your thumbnail.